Hello. Hi, you don't see me because we're going to be doing some crochet and I am a little bit low tech. I don't actually have a software so we can toggle between two separate cameras. Maybe in the future we can do that. Anyway, hello there. If you're here with me, maybe you can send me some message and say hello in the comments. Hello, hello, Elaine. I think it's good evening to you. So nice for you to join me. So let's wait for a few minutes, just in case other people might want to join us. Right. I've been looking forward to tonight. In other parts of the country, it's the morning. I think in Eastern Eastern time in the U.S., it's 3 p.m. Pacific time, I think it's noon. Hong Kong time, it's 3 in the morning. I think where you are, Elaine, it's possibly 9 o'clock. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right, so just we'll just wait for a few minutes, and I just want to go through a few things. Um, so first of all, I just want to promise you that I am going to listen to any questions or comments that we might have, we will have during our sessions. Okay, that's my first promise. My second promise is this really is to teach you, either if you're a beginner or you're sort of intermediate but you want to improve your skills. That's all I want to do. I don't want to sell anything to you. It is not leading up to any course. I do not want to create a course where people have to pay for. This is all totally free. Crochet has helped me so much. I think my mental health definitely has been helped with crocheting, especially when I had my baby, my first baby when I was a new mom. It really helped me a lot. You could have other reasons for it. It could just be you want to create something beautiful. You've seen a friend's work, or you've seen some amazing creations online and you want to um, try your hand in crocheting. That's fine as well. All right, so might be a good time to start this. So we are going to create crochet purses. I'm just going to say in the outset that this is not going to be the same size that we're going to be making. Okay. Again, the whole point of this is to teach you how to crochet, in the assumption that you've never crocheted before. If you are here as a somebody who's done this before, that's fine as well. You might want to improve your skills. Um, if you can also be watching this as a replay, and that's fine as well. All right, now I want to go through some some of the things that we are going to be talking about this evening. Right. So what are we going to go through? So we're going to learn a few things along the way for tonight. Okay. First of all, we're going to learn how to handle your yarn, how to handle your crochet hook. So if you're creating your piece tonight, I highly recommend, or you're required to have these things: yarn and hook. Okay. The second thing I want to teach you would be actually these three crochet stitches: a slip knot, a chain stitch, and single crochet. All of the stitches that I'm going to be talking about will be in US terms, okay, not UK terms. Simple reason of it is that when I learned how to crochet, my friend who taught me used US terms. All right. Okay, so I'm assuming you have your own yarn. So this is my yarn. Let me just toggle the screen. So this is my yarn. I actually had to debate with myself what color yarn so that it's clear for everybody who's watching. So I picked this color. If you have the opinion that this yarn color isn't clear enough, please do tell me so so I can improve on that. And this is actually worsted weight. And then we have this crochet hook. Actually, I changed it from the time that I made the announcement earlier today. This is a 5mm hook. Okay. Now, if you're curious about the purses that I showed you, the yarn thickness actually is called double knit. It's also, I think the Americans call it, I'm not sure, I think it's sport weight or a little bit thicker than sport weight. So it's quite thin. And if you have thinner yarn, you also use thinner crochet hook. So the crochet hook that I use, the size anyway, is 2mm. Okay. So if you want to create the exact purse, it's a DK weighted yarn, and I use 2mm hook. Okay, just in case you're curious about that. So, but for demonstration purposes, and because we are learning how to crochet, it's easier to demonstrate and it's easier to learn if we're using thicker yarn and a larger crochet hook. Okay, so again, how are we going to handle our yarn? So let me just tell you that I'm actually left-handed. So this is my dominant hand. So my right hand is my non-dominant hand. Most people might have a problem maybe with learning how to crochet if the person teaching has a different dominant hand. So I'm just going to try my best to teach you instead of using words like left hand or right hand. I'm just going to be using words like dominant hand and non-dominant hand. Okay, so how do we handle yarn? The best way to learn how to do this is by simply practicing. My way of handling yarn could be different from your way of handling yarn. I've had to get used to it throughout the years. There was a time where I would handle my yarn this way. And nowadays, I don't even think about it. I think I handle my yarn this way. Okay, so my dominant hand is holding the crochet hook, and then my non-dominant hand is holding the yarn. Okay, so practice, yeah, that's all it is. You just keep practicing. Officially, I don't know, maybe there was a council for crocheters. I don't know. There's actually two ways of holding your crochet hook. So I hold it this way. I think it's called a knife grip or a dagger grip. And then you have what you call as a pencil grip. So it's like you're writing. Yeah. So I hold it this way. Okay. All right. There's no wrong or right way of holding it as long as you're comfortable. Now, this is a standard crochet hook. There are other types of crochet hooks. Earlier I showed this to you. It's just a better grip. This bit here is made of rubber. It's a little bit more ergonomic. Okay. So that's how to handle your yarn and hook. Okay, now, so let's begin. Let's learn how to make a purse. So we have three stitches that we're going to learn tonight. So we have the slip knot, we have the chain stitch, and then we have the single crochet. Again, all US terms. So all, if not most projects, they all start with a slip knot. Okay. The chain stitch is essentially, most projects will start after a slip knot, will start with a chain. You would have like a row of chains. So if we take a look at this example right here, it started somewhere. So this is actually the start of it. You start with a chain. The first row is a foundation row made of chains. And to shorten it, we have the acronym CH. And after that, you build on the next rows would be a different sort of stitch. Okay. So, but tonight we're going to be using single crochet as the stitch we're going to be using to build on your piece. Okay. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. How do we make a slip knot? Now, some people they already know how to do this. I actually got confused the first time I was taught how to do this. So there's a way that I do it, which is not the same as the standard way. So I'm going to teach you how to do it the standard way. So you have your dominant hand and your non-dominant hand. So essentially you start with your dominant hand holding the short end of your yarn. Okay. Sort of holding it. Okay. And then you loop it this way. So the short end is above the rest of the yarn. So you loop it that way. Okay. And then this loop, you want it to be over the short end. Okay. So that way. Yeah. And then you take your hook and then you insert your hook so that it is picking up this end of the yarn. Okay. And then make sure that the short end is being held by your non-dominant hand. And then you pull it a bit so that you have a slip knot. Okay. Now, if this is confusing, I think a regular knot would be fine. I've used a regular knot. It just essentially what it is just make any knot. It's fine. I would say that's a cheat that maybe most professional crocheters would probably frown upon. But I say if it works, then it works. Yeah, if it works, if it, it doesn't really matter. The downside of just a regular knot is that when you want to, what you call as frog it, meaning you want to start all over from the start, you end up with a knot. If you use a slip knot, you don't end up with this ugly thing. Okay. There's a solution for that. Just cut it. If you're a beginner crocheter, if you want a shortcut, that's fine as well. Okay, so we'll do the slip knot again. So that's the short end. You wrap it around the longer end, and then you put it below that loop. Insert your hook under that short end, and then you close your knot. Okay, so that's your slip knot. All right, the next stitch we're going to be doing, and this is one I think you need to, if you're a beginner crochet, you need to practice. Okay, very simple. It's called a chain stitch. Okay, and this chain stitch will have two actions. Those two actions. So I'm gonna pull up my my notebook right here. So the two actions for chain stitch would be a yarn over, so it's the acronym YO, and I usually use the phrase pull through one loop. So X would be a number of loops. pull through one loop. Some people use the word draw, so you draw through one loop. So for a chain, you have two actions. The two actions are yarn over and pull through one loop. Now, when you yarn over, there's two ways to do it. You can either yarn over using the non-dominant hand or the long piece of yarn over the crochet hook. That's one way of doing it. Okay, and then you pull through that one loop. Or you can use your dominant hand by twisting your crochet hook under the yarn. That's one way. That's another way to yarn over, and then pull through your one loop on the hook. Okay, so any questions, Elaine? All right, looks like you've got it. Okay, so for this exercise, I want you to make 20 chain stitches. Okay, 20 chain stitches. Now, how do we know how many chain stitches? How do we count it? Well, first of all, do not count the loop on your hook. That's not counted. Yeah, we never count that one. Okay. So if you take a look at your piece, let's take a look at this one that I have right here. Try to look for the V's. So you have a V there, another V there, and another V there. So we have, let me take something sharp here so we can actually see it. We have this V, that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. So in our case, we have 3 chain stitches, okay? And again, just for this exercise, let's make 20 chain stitches for our foundation row, okay? So 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th. So yarn over, pull through that loop, yarn over, pull through that loop. Okay, keep doing that. Yarn over, pull through that loop. Okay, until you get to 20 chain stitches. If you lose count, that's fine. Okay, it's okay to make mistake in crocheting. If you overdo it or underdo it, it's fine. Okay, sometimes I don't count anymore. I just count. I mean, I don't count along the way. I just keep making these stitches, and then after some time I just count it in the end. Okay, so here I'm going to count it. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I need 2 more. 19 and 20. Okay, so this is our foundation row. Okay, now the second row, as I would say, so that's the first row. The second row is going to be a row of single crochet stitches. And because we want to have a row of single crochet stitches, we need a, what you call as like a transition chain or a turning chain. Okay, so if you notice, we are going in the direction of the dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, your row is actually going to the right. But if you're left-handed like me, my row is going to the left. Okay, so Elaine, if you're right-handed, then your row should be going to the right. Because I'm left-handed, I'm going to the left. The next row, you're actually going the other way, but of course you need to turn your piece. Okay, because you're turning your piece, you need a turning chain. For a single crochet row, you need an extra chain. For other types of stitches in crochet, it would be a different number of chains for your turning chain. So since we're going to create a row of single crochet stitch, we're going to need one turning chain. Okay. All right. So that turning chain, you are going to skip that. So that's my turning chain there. I'm going to skip that. Okay. So if I'm going to skip that, I'm going to go to the next one to put or to create my first single crochet. There are actually, as far as I know, there are two ways to insert your hook. Okay. And for beginners, even for myself, I think it's easier just to work into the middle of V's. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. So these are actually a series of V's. What it looks like is just a hole. Okay, it's the most, for me anyway, it's the most obvious hole for these chains. Some people, they turn their work around and then they look for bumps. Okay, you don't need to do that. I think it's harder to work your stitches into bumps. Essentially what it is the back part of your chains. I'd rather just look for the first space that I can find in that particular chain. Okay. All right. So again, we made our turning chain, we skipped that turning chain, and then we work our first stitch into the following stitch, following chain rather. Okay. All right. So I'll skip that. Okay. I'm going to go for this one. Yeah. So a single crochet stitch consists of the following. You insert your hook, you yarn over, pull through one loop, and then yarn over, pull through two loops. Okay. And you keep doing that until you get to the end. If you had, because we had 20 chains in our foundation row, then we need 20 single crochet stitches for the second row. So again, let's do single stitch. Insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull through one loop, yarn over again, and then pull through two loops. Okay. Again, insert your hook into the next chain, whatever hole you can find there that's next to the previous one. Yarn over, pull through one loop, yarn over again, pull through two loops. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through one loop, yarn over, pull through two loops. When I was starting out in crocheting, sometimes it takes me a while to pull through certain, if it's more than one loop I need to pull through. It does, I had a hard time doing this. So this is what I would do before when I started, which is fine. I insert my hook, yarn over, pull through one loop, and then the last part of the single crochet is you yarn over and then pull through two loops, right? What I would do before, I would yarn over, I would pull through the first loop and then the second loop. Okay, and that's fine as well. I mean, it's slow, but you know, it does the job. So you keep doing that. Insert your hook, pull through, yarn over again, pull through two. Okay, until you have 20 single crochet stitches. Oops, see, I made a mistake. Okay, so I made a mistake, so I just pull my my hook from that part that I made. This is what you call as frogging, okay, which means is you want to correct it, so you back off, yeah. And it's okay to frog. I would have projects that, for example, like a blanket or even a hat, where I would pull off entire sections because I made a mistake somewhere in the middle. Work that I've made, let's say for 2 hours, I just undid by frogging. Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. If you're a perfectionist like me, it's a bit annoying having to frog your work just because you made that one little mistake. Okay, so I just made that mistake again. Okay, so insert hook, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two. Okay. Insert hook, pull through one, and yarn over, pull through two. Okay, so you now have a row of single crochet stitches. Okay, if we done our job right, that should be 20 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So did I miscount? Or am I missing one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm missing one more. So I must have missed a chain somewhere. So I'll just create another single crochet. Okay, so the next row again would be single crochet. So it's similar to what we just done for this row of the first row of single crochet, which happens to be our second row. So what we need to do is, again, we're going to need a turning chain. So since we have a row of single crochet again, we need one chain as our turning chain. In this case, because we're working into single crochet stitches of the previous row, we're not going to be working into these V's anymore. The only time we needed to work into these V's was when we had our chains. Okay, so if we turn our work this way, oops, we're working into these spaces here. So if we turn our work this way, you see this V here? So your crochet hook should go underneath those V's. So these spaces here. Okay. So I just made my turning chain. So it's just one chain, yeah? And then this is my next space right here. So again, we make a single crochet stitch. Insert hook, yarn over, draw through one loop, yarn over, draw through two loops. So same action, insert hook, yarn over, pull through one loop, yarn over, pull through two loops. And keep doing that. Okay. So, and I want you to practice this. Okay. So we are almost at the 30-minute mark, and our goal is to have these tutorials. That's only 30 minutes. So I show you what to do, and I want you to practice. So I want you to build that. It's going to be a series or rows of single crochet, similar to this. So these are rows of a certain stitch. I won't tell you what the stitches are until we finish this. So this is part 1 of our tutorial. You have 19, Elaine. That's fine. At this point, the whole point of this is to practice, okay? And I want you to practice doing the single crochet. Yeah. So actually, to be technical about it, there's actually 5 actions to single crochet. I think that's why UK terms, they call it a double crochet stitch. So 5 actions for single crochet. Again, let's review. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So if you count the number of actions, there's actually 5 separate actions for single crochet. You see, sometimes I make a mistake. Professional like me, and it's fine. Okay, so the question is, how many single crochet stitch rows of single crochet stitches am I gonna make? As much as you can until we see each other next week. Okay, I'll tell you how many. Let's say, let's make it 24 rows. If you can manage 24 rows. Yeah. If you have any questions, you can ask me now, or you can leave a comment for this video. I've had a request from somebody. They want to learn how to make granny squares. That will be maybe a few weeks down the line. That's for me. I think that is a little bit more advanced than what we're doing right now. Okay, granny squares aren't exactly easy. They're quite pretty, but I think the stitches are a little bit more, just a tiny bit more complicated because you're working on the round. Here we're working in rows, yeah, which is easier to manage. All right, Elaine, do you have any questions? Let me know. And if you can't think of any right now, that's fine. You can leave a comment here, or you can also contact me through our Facebook page, or even leave an email. That's fine as well. Okay. All right. So your homework is to create. So that's 20 stitches for every row, and I want you to make 24 rows of single crochet. Hi, Joanna. Good for you to catch us. All right, so that's your homework, and I will see you again next week. Again, same time. It is nighttime here, so I had to be a little bit more creative with my lighting. If this is a problem in terms of how clear things are, we might have to consider changing things up, or maybe I just need to buy more equipment. Who knows? So I'll see you next Friday, the same time. Okay, whatever time we started. Okay, bye bye.